Hi guys, it's me, Susan. We're on day 38 of the Cancer Club. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all being here. I have some little tidbits of news about how I'm doing. Today was in terms of my radiation, today was the first of the last 5 sessions, which are, I mentioned a couple of days ago, or yesterday, this is a new focus where they totally zero in on Tommy the tumor and try to completely zap him into oblivion. And one of the little nerve-wracking things about that was that they had to take some x-rays, and then they put a little target, they drew a little target on my body with marker pens, and it just made me really nervous. It was like if I had the smallest, tiniest, not even legal size bikini on that you could possibly imagine, this target would fit inside of that. So I'm like, oh dear, must we really do that? I mean, obviously I want to get rid of Tommy. So anyway, I had my visit with the oncologist today. It's Wednesday, and we meet him every Wednesday. This would be my last visit with him since my final day of radiation will be next Tuesday. And so I kind of asked him about that. I said, I'm really struggling with the side effects. I mean, I don't have them completely yet, the ones that pertain to that target thing, but... And he said, you have to understand that the kind of radiation that we're doing is highly focused, especially the type we're doing, it comes at it from all different angles, especially from the back, from the bottom. The thing rotates all around me. I'm lying there, but it has these different positions, it goes all around. He said, the front of you is not receiving very much radiation at all, so like 14% of the dose or something. So he was kind of reassuring. That made me feel a little bit better, but it's just, you know, I mean, I've only got 4 more days. I'm really looking forward to being done with it, but then today I find out that, as with the chemo, some of the side effects come on after the treatment's over, but within about 2 weeks after the treatment's over, I should be out of the woods. And we'll see. I'll report it all to you, of course. I have noticed a pattern here where by the end of the day, I'm really starting to drag tired-wise, and I feel actually fortunate because a friend of mine told me that when she was doing her chemo, her tiredness hit her about 2 in the afternoon. She ended up having to lie down for a 2-hour nap. That would not be good for me, and I have not experienced that yet. So Wednesdays are one of my happiest days because every Wednesday I quit work early and go and pick up my grandson from school. He's 12 now, so it's not quite the same as when he was little, but today we went and hooked up his computer and watched the first of the Hunger Games movies together because he had not seen it, and he's getting invitations to go see the second one, and I told him, you do not go to the second one without seeing the first one. So we watched that together this evening, and that was a lot of fun. But by the time I got home, it was after 7, and I'm really starting to drag. So we'll see how long that pattern keeps up. But anyway, another happy thing that happened was the oncologist, again, as I was speaking with him, he said, your case is remarkable. You are handling this extremely well. We usually dread having to treat people with anal cancer because the side effects are so unpleasant and they're so debilitating to the people, and you just seem to be. I said, well, I've got him, I've got him, and I told him about, I had already told him, but I'm sure he didn't remember. I told him about the videos and talking to you all every night. I said every single night I make a video and talk about my feelings and talk about how it's going and share it with a lot of people and get a lot of feedback from people, and I honestly think that's making a big difference. And he said, well, whatever it is, I'm really glad of that, but you're doing just about as best as I've seen anyone do in treatment for this condition. I guess is what he meant. And the other thing I got to talk to him about was the buddy system. I said, you know, I really want to volunteer. I think it would be really good if you guys hooked people up with other people who have the same type of cancer. You know, I couldn't offer anything to anybody who had breast cancer or prostate cancer or something like that, but somebody else with my type of cancer, I think I could be reassuring to them, or at least give them a little bit of a heads up about what my experience was. He was very appreciative. He said, due to confidentiality, we can't ask people to do that, to volunteer as guides or mentors, but since you have brought it up, thank you very much, and we will definitely keep you in mind and contact you. And I was thinking about that later, and I thought, well, confidentiality doesn't require you not to maybe give them a little letter, give people who are on treatment a little letter saying, this is a program that we do, and if you have any interest in volunteering or offering yourself as a mentor for another patient in the future, please let us know. That doesn't violate their confidentiality. That just gives them an invitation to do something. So I'm going to tell them that, and maybe even write up a little letter that they could use as a template if they wanted to. So that was really good. So overall, the visit was very good, and you know, the end is in sight, and I'm really happy about that. Let me go on to the stuff I was going to say about mood. Part of what I was talking about last night and over the weekend too, although fatigue was more it over the weekend, was I was in a bad mood, and I started thinking, what is a mood? What do I do about moods? And I have a kind of I call it the committee model of how you manage yourself, your feelings, your choices, your behaviors. And the committee consists of your feelings on the one hand, emotions, whatever form they take. They can be intense, they can be out of control. Your feelings are over here. Another committee member is your rational ideas, your thoughts, your knowledge of here's how I should be acting, here's the right thing to do, something like that. And then the chairman of the committee is you, what I would call your wise mind. We all have a wise mind. The wise mind I think of as the part of us that is self-aware. For instance, I'm always thinking, oh, I notice I'm feeling bad right now, or I notice that I'm upset right now. I am noticing my own self or my feelings or thoughts. Some people I don't think do that much, but for me it gives me a great opportunity as the chairman of the committee to listen to the input from my feelings. I don't deny that. I don't start squashing them and saying you shouldn't feel that way. To listen to my rational thoughts, take in all the data from the committee members, and kind of choose how I want to respond to the feelings that I'm having. I want to take them seriously, but I don't want to necessarily let them control me. For instance, I sometimes compare feelings to a child. You know, oftentimes, in fact, when we have really intense feelings, that is a child part of us that's kind of still way down there from a long time ago when things were life-threatening emergencies and our need for approval was desperate and our sensitivity was unbuffered by rational thinking, because children aren't that rational really. But those feelings and those intense feelings stay there, and then something happens now, and all of a sudden you're 5 years old and you don't realize it, but your emotions are making you cry or feel helpless or enraged or things like that. And if you use the analogy of your feelings are like a child, if I were driving a car with a child in it who was freaking out, you know, I'd make sure that their seatbelt was fastened. I might try to listen to their feelings, and I'm certainly not going to let them drive the car, okay? I mean, I wouldn't let them drive the car even if they weren't freaking out, because they're not capable of driving the car. And so when I have feelings like I did last night, you know, when I said I was bummed, and tonight I started feeling bummed after I got home from Cameron's house where we watched the movie, and I figured that out. I understand that had something to do with a conversation and some thoughts that crossed my mind after I left. And it helps me to know that, because it's like I tolerate it better. I still let it be there. I'm not trying to make it go away, but I'm like handling it. You know, I'm letting it be there. That's how I feel. I know it's going to pass, and it just sort of helps you ride it out a little bit, instead of being, oh no, why am I depressed? What's the matter? How can I make it go away? Or, you know, let me eat, you know, 5 tons of food, trying to stuff it or something like that. So that's how I work it. I try to have input from all the members of the committee, but then the chairman of the committee, my wise mind, tries to really make a calm decision about how I want to handle a situation that I'm in. So for what that's worth, I'll throw that out there to you, and maybe it can be of some value to you as well. Self-awareness, I think, is the key to really lots of successful choices and managing situations in a healthy way. Okay, thanks again to all my commenters. I really appreciate the comments I'm getting, and my new subscribers. Welcome to you all. I'm going to hang in there with this, even if I'm feeling in a bad mood, which I'm really not now. I just am noticing this tired thing, that I'm getting really tired by 7:30, and not much is happening after that. So it's been great talking to you. I will remind you to live well. I think tomorrow I'm going to talk about what live well means to me. Live well, laugh often, we know what that means, and love much. And thanks for listening and watching me, and I will see you tomorrow on the Cancer Club. Okay, have a nice night.